to the man with the Midas touch and find out what happens next in this incredible story. Lalit Modi, good to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me on your show.
And thank you for this fantastic setting.
I'm glad you could make it.
You did it so that I could forget all the hard, tough questions, isn't it? Because the atmosphere is so overwhelming.
The atmosphere always overwhelms. You know, you got to see the reality instead of just sitting at home and asking a tough question. The reality is all in front of you.
Okay. 2008. Untried, untested, lot of skeptics, little lead time. 2009, last minute switch to South Africa. 2010, the first normal tournament that you have managed to put up. What are the improvements there for this year?
I think we have a great amount of improvements. We have the knowledge base of how to run a successful tournament. The logistics are much easier for us to do. Our team was more experienced in getting in there. I think the teams themselves, the players themselves had got more acclimatized to being in India now, and they knew where their homes are going to be. Of course, we had many more challenges because we expanded to many more cities. But all in all, I think we've had a good run, and all the problems, the so-called security threats, etc., have all disappeared.
Okay, this atmosphere is incredible. Do you think that in 2010, finally, the kind of stadium participation you wanted from people is in place?
Definitely in place. I mean, it's overwhelming for me too. I mean, you know, the amount of requests I'm getting for tickets and more tickets and for sale of tickets, we just don't have the capacity. Our next challenge is going to be how do we make bigger stadiums. You know, Wankhede is coming up right next door. It'll be ready by next year. Pune's got a brand new stadium of 55,000 coming up, which will be ready for next year. Mohali is expanding, putting up a brand new stadium. All the other stadiums are refurbishing and taking them to become bigger and bigger. And that's the challenges for us better, to how to improve the quality for our viewers and our fans alike, whether it's on broadcast or on the stadium. And that's the key challenge for us going forward.
The business of the IPL continues to dominate this tournament, okay? We've started this week with the Kochi and Pune teams being announced, and their value is equal to the 8 teams in the inaugural year. Higher than the 8 teams in the inaugural year. What is the pitch that you make to the bidders? What's the, you're the marketing guru now. What is the pitch really?
No, in fact, this time around I didn't pitch them. The bidders who won, I didn't even pitch them. It was just word of mouth and what they felt was going to be the values. I think the values are still low, in my view. I think each of the teams could be, in years to come, worth billions of dollars going forward. And purely by numbers. It's not by coincidence. It's not what I'm saying. It's by numbers. It's by the fan base. There are 2 billion potential fans around the world that watch the game of cricket. If we are able to convert, even 10% of them to watch the IPL, that means the 200 million fans. If you talk about 200 million fans watching the IPL, you're talking about the single largest league in the world, without doubt. So if you get 10% of all people who understand the game of cricket watching the game of IPL, we have the single largest league. If we have the single largest league, advertisers will follow, subscribers will follow, ratings will follow, and automatically the revenue will go up.
You're saying you didn't have to hard sell, but you're saying you didn't have to hard sell, but you have the pitch down perfect, isn't it?
But it's a fact. At the end of the day, NFL, which is the #1 league in the world, it's because of America, the size, the advertising market, etc., etc. But today, my major issue or my major direction is to build the IPL and make sure it's available to every living being in the world.
So the sky is still the limit for you?
Sky is the limit for us. We are 2 years old and we've already reached here. What we can do in the next 3 or 4 years is only to expand and make it grow bigger and bigger. And we will get there. We need to put the best practices in place and we will be the single largest league, and that's our aim.
But are you at all apprehensive about next year, 2011? You've got the World Cup, and the World Cup precedes the IPL.
Well, not worried. IPL is IPL. I mean, there is the World Cup. It has inter-country. India wants to win that, and we will hope we win that. But at the end of the day, IPL is city against city. It's a totally different loyalty. You will build loyalty for India at one level. You'll build loyalty for city teams at another level.
I don't think that the two tournaments will be in conflict in terms of the nature of the tournaments. They're very distinct. But Lalit, last year we saw that the T20 World Cup on ESPN, which came after the IPL, did see depressed ratings and interest.
Again, because that is the reason because India went out. please keep in mind that it's to do, viewership is to do with Team India. Viewership is to do with IPL teams. In the case of IPL team, we have a sustenance and continues all teams playing. With Team India, it can go in, out, in, out. So it all depends. You better get going.
Okay, so you're absolutely confident that the 2011 World Cup will not reduce sponsor appetite or create viewer fatigue where the IPL is concerned?
Absolutely not. Viewers are used to multiple choices. Multiple tournaments around the world go on. It's not that the World Cup is going on in soccer this year and the English Premier League is stopped. It doesn't happen. Fans build loyalties to a team, and that's going to continue.
This is incredible, Lalit. Thank you again for this wonderful opportunity. Okay, I've got the first 14 match ratings. 2008, 4.97, 2009, 4.52, 2010, 4.69. So it's gone up a little bit.
But you got to understand the base has gone up too.
So the reach is increasing.
And the base has gone up. You got to understand what the base was in 2008, 2009, 2010. You you're looking at India ratings. Add that to the international ratings, and you'll see an explosion.
Yeah. But the international explosion, what role has the YouTube Association played in creating because you sold the YouTube rights for pretty small change, isn't it?
You're not understanding it. It's not change or pretty small change. You got to understand money will come. You got to get the infrastructure behind. YouTube is spending millions and millions of dollars to put the infrastructure. If they've had a good experience, which I'm told is the best, they couldn't have expected even this. It's 10 times their best. If that's the case, don't worry, the money will come in.
Okay.
We're not worried about that.
But what's the reaction you're getting from international markets to the YouTube feed?
All over the world, all I'm getting is that the bandwidth has collapsed. Akamai systems collapsed. We don't have enough bandwidth. We need more bandwidth. Every day they're rechanging, they're retriggering, they're reconfiguring. It's the biggest success as far as they're concerned, and as far as we are concerned.
Okay. We just spoke about the Kochi team and the Pune team. I want you to rewind a bit to the tender process, because you called for the tender process and then you called for a fresh tender process. You relaxed the conditions of $1 billion net worth and a $100 million guarantee. Why had you placed such stringent conditions in the first place?
We placed stringent conditions because we know the value is going high. We wanted people here for the long term. We didn't want to be somebody to buy the team and flip it. And that's the whole reason. We relaxed it because lots of people wanted to come in and said, we don't have the billion net worth, but we have the wherewithal to put the money in.
But by doing that, you know what has happened? There is a feeling that you didn't get the kind of valuations and the interest you were looking for in the first place.
We did. In fact, I don't know what the bids were. We had 3 bids. They were above 300, I'm told. But what I've told now is much higher, so we are happy all around.